So, hey guys, how are you? My dear souls, my beautiful dear souls, how are you? I've been away for a while because I had eye surgery, but I'm all healed up now and can go on doing these nice readings for you. I'm very happy to be back and to be able to give you some new insight into your questions and what is the energy around you, and if you have any wanderings, if you wonder how, if you sort of have a special connection with someone that you feel is very special, then I want to give you some insights into what is going on, what is the energy surrounding your connection, and maybe some insight into, if you're away from someone, some insight into their feelings, into their current energy, into their intentions, and also what the spirit wants you to know about both the connection and yourself. Now, I decided to do a pick a deck reading, so you can pick out of these three decks whichever speaks to you. This is the Light Seer's deck with clear quartz, and this is the clear quartz is about the truth, you know. So if you pick this deck, this reading will be colored with this beautiful stone and will tell you about the truth in your connection, what's going on. Now, the next deck is the After Tarot deck, which is a very interesting deck because it tells the story about what happens after the tarot. So, and this one has the Amethyst, and the Amethyst is sort of spiritual protection, connection with God, or higher power, whichever you feels closer to you, the spirit. And this is about your protection, and this deck will tell you about this. And then we have the regular or the Radiant Rider-Waite tarot deck with a rose quartz, which is all about the love and the heart, the true heart energy, feelings, deep feelings, and all that good stuff. So whichever deck, color, stone speaks to you, select that one, and then let's just dive in and start with the reading, shall we? So the first reading we will do will be the clear quartz deck, and this is the reading. So let's pull some cards and see what they say. Let's shuffle a little bit. So I wonder how you are, how you're doing. You can put in the comments below how you currently feel, what's new with you, or maybe what's your current problem. And maybe you will get the answer in this reading. Think about what you currently are wondering, what you're dealing with. And we'll see what the cards tell you, what the messages from the spirit are. We will focus a little bit on the connection, but we will also focus on you and what the energy is surrounding you now. So we see the cards on the bottom: Page of Swords, Five of Cups, the Hierophant, the Chariot. So this is an interesting energy. Page of Swords is all about watching, observing, thinking. I would say either you are studying or observing something, or this person. If your question is about the person, then this person is watching you, observing you, studying the situation. Then there's a Five of Cups, so something was lost. There's sadness surrounding this connection, or maybe you feel a lot of sadness. But then there's the Hierophant, and this is sort of the spiritual enlightenment sort of card. So I would say that there has been distance, there has been maybe observation from distance, sadness that this connection cannot be realized for some reason, but then also spiritual enlightenment about this connection. But also, you know, this card, the Hierophant, also speaks about something very deeply spiritually significant. So which is why probably there is this sadness and also watchfulness, you know. And the Chariot, this is all about taking control and bringing together, or sort of using two disparate, you see the black horse and the black horse and the white horse here, and the man using these two different types of energy to go on. So I would say there is sort of a combination of sadness, watchfulness, spiritual enlightenment, and trying to combine these two different energies. We also have the Six of Pentacles reversed, which would suggest that there is a difficulty in equal give and take. So maybe one person is giving more than the other, or vice versa. Now let's see the cards. We will look at what the Spirit wants to tell you about their hidden feelings. So what they hide and they don't tell you. And this is the Nine of Swords, and the Nine of Swords is the card of worry, of not being able to sleep because of so many worries. So someone is staying awake in the middle of the night thinking about you, about this connection, about why it cannot be, and it keeps them awake. But it also suggests many thoughts, a lot of thinking, which connects to this Page of Swords we had before, which is also watchfulness and thinking about something. So something is going on. There is a lot of thinking going on. The next card is Eight of Swords, and this is about their intentions. And it looks like their hands are tied, or at least in their mind, you see. This could also be about you, and it sort of says you've been worried a lot and creating, maybe what you think in your head is more is more difficult than what it really is. You know, like the situation you're in is not as difficult as your mind makes it out to be. You sort of feel like you're trapped, but really you are not. Because you see, she is free, but in her mind she's trapped. This is a lot of overthinking, and maybe both of you are doing this. Sort of, you feel like you're like in a loop, you know, like over and over again, and nothing is resolved. Now, then let's look at their next step, what they will do as next step. Let's see what the cards say. And here is the World. So it looks like something is coming full circle. Maybe there was, so all this thinking, all this overthinking will soon come to a conclusion, and there will be, the World usually is the final card of the tarot, and it signifies the end of a cycle and sort of enlightenment at the end of it. So there are worries, there are feelings of being trapped, but soon this cycle will be over, and you will gain knowledge from all this worrying and entrapment. And you know, it usually happens like this, where the energy is stagnant, it doesn't move, and all you can do is think about it, and you don't get anywhere. But then sooner or later something is concluded, and this could mean that they will make a step, that they will gain a conclusion about the two of you. And that they will realize the real feelings behind your connection, that, you know, something will come full circle, and there will be the end of this tense, overthinking type of energy. Now let's see what the Spirit wants to tell you. What is the message of the Spirit for you? What the Spirit wants you to know about this situation? And the message of the Spirit is Ace of Swords. Spirit is inviting you to cut through the confusion, through all this thinking, and just focus on the truth. And it also tells you that there will be a breakthrough. You see the light coming through all these steps. And again, this suggests a cycle. So after all the stagnant energy, the worrying, the overthinking, there will be a sort of feeling of cycle concluding, and then the clarity will come with it. All these steps lead to clarity, even though it sometimes feels like there's no movement. You know, in fact, all these steps are necessary to gain the clarity that comes with the Ace of Swords. And the Spirit wants to tell you that clarity is near, that even though you may be currently in a state of worrying or overthinking, that soon there will be closure, there will be something coming full circle, and you realizing the truth. And this could also be about them. So maybe they're overthinking all this, and then they will come to a conclusion. It's usually like this in these types of connections, that both people have a path that they need to walk. And while you're on it, it looks like it's going nowhere. But there is important realizations that need to happen as a result of this process of sort of feeling trapped. And we see here she's bound, but here she sort of is happy and free. And so we go from worrying, feeling trapped, to coming full circle and having a clear realization about something. So you may be realizing that this connection is either you will realize the truth about this connection, and it depends on what the connection is about. If the connection is good, you will realize that it's good, and it will bring about a breakthrough. But it also could signify that all this worrying and all this overthinking is a process needed to reach something in you, a completion, a conclusion, a realization, a breakthrough. So I would say that all your worries and the feelings of being trapped will soon be over, and that you will come to a new level of understanding both yourself and the connection. And this is a very, very good energy, and it feels like the Spirit will give you the clarity, because that's the card of the Spirit, the last card we pulled. So fear not if you're currently in a difficult situation. It's all leading to somewhere where you reach a new level of understanding of both yourself and the connection and the world in general. You will learn a lot about the world and yourself through this experience. And, you know, gaining clarity gives you power. You see this woman, she looks self-assured, powerful. She is clear about what the path is leading to. So I would say that this reading tells you good things are coming, and that you will be upgraded and become much more clear about things, and clear about yourself and what your path is and where you are supposed to go, even independent of this connection. And maybe this connection was necessary for this realization of yours. All the suffering was necessary to gain new level and new clarity. Very good. So this concludes this reading, and it's interesting because we said the clear quartz is about the clarity, and that's exactly what the cards showed us. Now, the next deck is the After Tarot deck with Amethyst. So if you chose this deck, then this is the reading for you. Now, again, this is about you or your person or your connection. It depends, you know, what question you have in your mind or problem or what you're thinking about. So I will do the reading in both, as it doesn't matter even, you know, the connection is all about you. And if there's no connection, it's all about you as well. So take what resonates, take what feels true to you. Now let's look a little bit at the cards under the deck. King of Wands, the Moon, the Lovers, the Fool. Interesting. So the King of Wands is someone feels a lot, is very passionate, and the moon signifies very deep feelings. So I would say someone is very passionate about you, and their feelings are not even clear to them. They're so deep. And you can see here the Lover's card. So this suggests not just energy between you, but also interaction between the two of you. And here it's interesting because the Fool already fell off the cliff, which was in the regular tarot, he's approaching a cliff, and here he fell. But as you see, he's not worried about it. He's smelling the rose. He's enjoying the moment. So I would say that the moon does suggest a bit of confusion and like something is unclear. Maybe their feelings, maybe your feelings. But there is a lot of... So this is the true deep connection between the two of you. Definitely about something about a connection. And this person sort of is unaware. But the feelings are very deep and they may do something. And the Wheel of Fortune suggests circle turning, so something, destiny stepping in. Very interesting. Now let's see what the cards say. Now we will look first at their hidden feelings, and if there's no person for you, then it will be about your hidden feelings. And this is the 9 of Cups. So this is, you see, this person usually, he sits on his own with the 9 cups and he's very satisfied, but here someone came and brought him food. And this could be about, you know, a wish coming true. That's usually what the 9 of Cups suggests, but it's usually the person on their own, and here there are 2 people. So I would say their hidden feelings is about them wishing you two interacted, and you know, the food is sort of nourishment. I think that's how they feel with you, or maybe you with them, like you bring them nourishment for their soul, and it's like you are their wish come true, and I feel like they didn't even know they needed you, but you came and you fulfilled a need that they had and that they weren't even aware of, and they are deeply, deeply happy about what you bring to them. So I would say they're thinking of you and thinking about how they feel when they're in your presence, how they feel nourished and happy with you. And maybe if it's about you, then it's about something that makes you happy, something that fulfills you, something that nourishes you. And maybe you found something like this, and the Spirit sort of wants to tell you to go after it, you know? Now the next card is the Knight of Pentacles. This is about their intentions. And the Knight of Pentacles is usually a very slow energy, so their intentions are to go slowly. But here the Knight is looking at the Pentacle, and I would say that they are slowly moving towards doing something about this connection, something practical. Here you see the farmer plowing the field with 2 fat oxen. So something is about to bear fruit, or something concrete is about to materialize, and I think that's their intention. They have something in mind with you. Because of this moment, you see, you bring such nourishment, joy, love to them. They are looking at what can be done in reality. It's a slow energy, so they are probably moving at a slow pace, but they're moving towards something real. And if it's about you, this is the same. Like, you found something and you're looking at how to make it real. Maybe changing your career and looking at what nourishes you, and then looking at what could be done to make it a reality. And you know, this farmer is doing something which will bear fruit. So I think this is a very nice look into maybe even telling you that what you're thinking about is actually realizable, but you have to work for it. You have to do something about it in the actual world. And the same goes for them. Now, their next move. This is interesting because this is the 9 of Swords card. And the 9 of Swords is usually about overthinking and not being able to sleep. But here, you see, the person took one sword and is intending to slay the dragon. So something in their mind that is keeping them awake, they are ready to do something about it. And that is about their next move, which looks like they will no longer let their thoughts defeat them. They will defeat they intend to defeat the cause of their worrying. And this could suggest a big step forward. And if it's about you, then you are doing this. So you realize what makes you happy, you are thinking about how to make it a reality, and you won't let, you intend to not let your worries stop you. You are taking a sword and slaying that dragon, you know. You won't take, because you realize that the thoughts are making you not go forward. They are stopping you from doing something, and you intend to make a stop of it. No longer. So you're taking things into your hand, and yeah. So you will no longer stand for it, and I like this energy. Doing something about it, not letting your thoughts prevent you from having the life you deserve, you wish, you want, and which would make you happy. Excellent. Now let's see what the Spirit's message is for you. The Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups. And we see the Queen is taking a fish out of the cup. This represents emotion, and I think the Spirit wants to tell you that you are such a beautifully emotional person, and it looks like something you care about will be realized, because the fish is a material manifestation of the, you know, the water So the emotions is the water, and then the fish is something that comes out of this emotion. It feels like something you care about will come to a reality, which is suggested here with the whole reading. It's like you find something that fulfills you. You look at what can be done about it. You refuse to be prevented by your negative thoughts, you know. You refuse to be stopped. You go on and you make something real out of what fulfills you. Now, this could also be about the connection between the two of you, about how they will become aware, or are becoming, or already have become aware of what you bring to them. And they're looking at making it a reality, and they are slaying their dragons in their mind, and you know, that's who you are to them, this beautiful Queen of Cups, who is gentle and tender and loving, and exactly connected to this, you know, love you bring to them. And you know, the Amethyst is about the spiritual protection, and it feels like you two have reached this moment of your emotions becoming something real. And if it's about you, if you don't have a connection, this is a beautiful message about you becoming aware of what you love and finding a way to make it a reality, make it a real part of your life. And ignoring the negative thoughts which maybe have prevented you so far of realizing this. So all I can say about this reading is beautiful energy, all about the emotion and creating something real, and you finding a way of looking at things at a new way, of overcoming the fear. I would say this is overcoming fear and staying true to your heart, and your daring, your courage that you display here will help you make your deepest wish come true. And the queen, you know, that's who you are. You are a queen. The spirit wants to tell you, you should be aware that you are a queen, that you have a very important mission, and that your heart, your gentle, tender, loving heart, is your most prized possession, and something that will make you and others very happy. Because sometimes in the world the emotion is considered something bad, and like you should be not emotional, you know, women especially, I think, but also men, of course. But here we see that the love brings you happiness and fulfillment. And I would even say the fish sort of suggests making a living out of something. Fish is food, you know, and here the food as well. So I would say maybe this spread can also be most definitely about something you are finding now can make you living and also make you happy, make you deeply emotionally fulfilled. And it's all about the realization of what makes you happy, of finding ways to make it a reality, of it's important of, you know, also mentally keeping to the truth, you know, not allowing unhealthy thoughts and fears prevent you from realizing what makes you truly happy. So, what a beautiful energy for you. Now, let's go to the last deck. So, if you picked the regular Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot deck with a rose quartz, this is all about the love. The rose quartz. Let's look at what the cards want to tell you. So, this is, as I said before, this is either about your connection to a person, which is maybe at a distance, you don't know what's going on, something is unresolved, something is, you feel something, but there's no conclusion to that. And this cards, let's see what the cards say about. So here we have the Star, the Five of Swords, the Hermit, and the Knight of Cups. Yeah. So this is about hope, and this is about conflict. This is about going inside, finding, you know, the star. Here, they're both stars. And then Knight of Cups. Someone coming to you, someone. And the star is about the healing, about hope. And it looks like it's going from healing and maybe conflict, and then going inside, and then finally something romantic, something love will, this could be a love offer, or, you know, there's this energy. So there's this energy of healing, of going inwards, of overcoming some conflict, ego battles, and then finally some emotional outpouring, or yeah. So their hidden feelings is the Moon. Now the moon is an interesting card because it's sort of darkness, you see darkness, but then the moon illuminating the two dogs and the crab that is going out of water. So their hidden feelings are very deep. Maybe they don't even know how deep they are. They're not aware of their own feelings. This is what the moon suggests often, then, that the feelings are deep. Maybe confusing because there's darkness, you're not sure, but the moon is also about great depth of feeling. So their hidden feelings are very deep, but they are confused. They are not sure how to proceed, and they're just emotionally deeply affected by you. Now the Four of Wands is for their intentions. And the Four of Wands is a beautiful card. It's about celebration, about home, about the four always represents stability, and it sort of feels like their intentions are to make this feeling of home between the two of you a reality somehow. They're still confused about it, but their intentions are clear. They want to feel home, this home that they feel when they are with you. and the joy you feel when you two are together. It's like, you know, you see the fruit here, the wands are decorated, people are joyful, they're celebrating something, and that's how they feel. They want to celebrate with you, they want to feel this deep love that is between you two. Now, their next step, what they will do next, this is 10 of Wands, and this is a very heavy burden. This person is carrying a very heavy burden, and they want to release this burden. And maybe this is connected to the feelings, so the deep feelings that they're burdened with. But the 10 of Wands suggests this burden coming to an end. And now if this reading is about you, not the connection, then it's about you having this confusion, deep feelings, uncertainty, and then intending to, you know, come to the point where you feel happy and joyful and celebratory, and wanting to, and not just wanting to, but this is the next step. So your next step will be to release the burden. And this could suggest that there will be clarity and some effort involved, you know. But this person can drop these wands at any time they want. That's so. This is about a burden being released in the near future. Now, what's the spirit? The Spirit's message for you is the 6 of Wands. Now, if this is about the connection between the two of you, the Spirit wants to tell you, you know, to recognize your own self, to feel recognized by yourself. Because this is a person who came from a war. He survived. Maybe he even won a battle or two. And he's coming back and people are celebrating him. And this is all about your situation, you know. So if it's about the two of you, if it's about the connection, then the person wants to release the burden and want to feel celebrated by you and recognized, and, you know, maybe they want to know that you love them, or they just want to be in your presence where they feel loved and celebrated by you. And the Spirit tells you this is the time that this will happen. And it's the message of the Spirit for you. So the Spirit wants to tell you that you should be celebrated, that you are wonderful, that you are like you've had a battle, like you've been in a long battle, and the 10 of Wands confirms this, like it's been very heavy and confusing even. But it's coming to a very happy conclusion. You will not just win this battle, the battle that was in you, or the inner battle that happened, or maybe there was a difficult situation between the two of you, and this points to the best possible resolution. So this feels like you winning the battle and being recognized for it. And whether this is about the connection, which has been difficult and confusing and heavy to carry, and this is your resolution, Maybe you felt invisible, maybe you felt like you don't matter, you know. Sometimes this happens when connections cannot when they're blocked, you know, and you feel deeply about someone, but then there's heaviness for some reason, and now the Spirit wants to tell you that you will be recognized, you will be seen, you will be celebrated, like your person will realize your importance and show you. You will feel their affection and feel recognized by them. But the Spirit also wants to tell you not just to wait for other people to recognize you, but to recognize yourself, to go back and through the difficult path you walked, you know, the unclarity and the burden, and to give yourself recognition for what you went through, for what you've been through, for what you handled and survived and courageously and with a lot of effort carried. And now the burden will be released and you will feel light and this could happen from your environment, but the more important thing here is for this realization inside of you to happen inside of you, for you to realize what you've been through and what you so courageously went through and successfully concluded. And it goes from being unclear to being clear and knowing your worth. And definitely this card suggests you being recognized by other people as well. And sometimes, you know, we have to recognize ourselves first, and then we teach others. Because by being sure of ourselves, by celebrating ourselves, we teach other people to do that as well. Other people sense our inner state, and if we are sure of ourselves, if we know our worth, and you know, only we know what happened, how hard it was. The road, the Ten of Wands definitely suggests it's been hard, it's been heavy. And the Moon says the path was unclear. But you made it through, you found this home within you, and now you know what your worth is. The Spirit wants to celebrate you. The Spirit wants you to feel victorious. And this is the message of this reading. You've been through the uncertainty. You know where your home is. And this is again celebrated. Both of these cards suggest celebration. And let go of the burden. You know, it's time. It's time. You've carried it long enough. Now it's time to celebrate, to have a period of fun and deep internal recognition of what you went through. And just enjoying yourself. You know, taking it in, taking your accomplishments in, recognizing them, celebrating them, being thankful for them. And, you know, just taking the victory lap. That's how I feel this card wants you to feel, you know. You've done something, you've been through it. Now it's time to celebrate. Now it's time to come back home. These cards are sort of similar in that way. Here they come home and celebrate something. And here he also came home from the war and is being celebrated. So it feels like the difficult part is behind you. And now it's time for celebration and for, you know, realizing your worth. You know, you have to own it. And if you're honest with yourself, you will see how tough you are. You've been through the ringer. You've been through the tough times. And now all you've learned will contribute to your future happiness and standing and self-worth. Self-worth. You are now aware how tough you are, how courageous you are, how strong you are. You've carried a lot of wands here. This is strength. This is great strength. And you had to have a lot of trust. Where the path is unclear, you have to go on, even when you don't know, when you're unsure, you know, it's difficult. You went through it, you went on, and now is the time for your victory. So enjoy your victorious times. Now, thank you for being here today. Thank you for being a part of this reading. I think the messages were very clear, very positive for all three decks. And you know, remember, you can choose either one deck or you can choose all three of them. Sometimes the Spirit has various messages for you. And as I said before, take what resonates, take what speaks to you. The cards always have this message for you, this empowering message. They want you to know how much worth there is in you, that you're worthy of happiness, and that even though there are difficult times, worries, uncertainties, heavy burdens, that in the end you always come through the other side more loving, more victorious, more deeply fulfilled. That's the path. That's what our life is all about, you know, coming through the difficult parts victoriously and then raising our self-worth. So everything difficult you've been through, it all had a purpose, helping you to find your depth, helping you to find your worth, helping you to see how strong and courageous and wonderful and beautiful you are. And remember that going into the next cycle. The card sort of suggests that the cycle has come to an end. In all three of the readings, I feel like the cards want to tell you you've been through something and you've been victorious. Even if you just survived it, you know. You did well. Give yourself credit for that. So thank you for today. Thank you for being here. As I said earlier, put into comments what your worries or issues or victories are, or any thoughts you have. I will be happy to read about your life, about your challenges, about your victories. And, you know, have a nice, blessed day and remain connected to the higher energies, because they will lead you to further victories, for sure. Trust you are guided, trust you are protected, and trust that all of it will make sense in the end. Even if some of it doesn't make sense, it will make sense. It will all be worth it. So see you next time, and be well.